What's up, class, and welcome to another lesson in the No Mod Shop class here on the Schooled Zone. Hope you guys are hanging in there, no one's gotten sick, and hugs to all you out there who are stuck inside like me. So, as promised in my last video, today's lesson is the sequel to my clever tips and tricks for setting up your settlement traps. And don't forget, the deadline for the Trap Maze contest is the end of this month. There aren't that many submissions, to be perfectly honest, so if you've never won a contest before and you want to have your name immortalized on the internet for your effort, whip up something and submit it. You never know. Original rules video in the iCard above and the description down below. Okay, so before we delve into the video, it's time to take a peek at this month's Wall of Fame. As with past videos, I like to feature the names of my amazing Patreon supporters once a month on this here Wall of Fame. And here are my fantastic Patreons this month. Thank you guys so much for helping me sustain the channel. I am so humbled by the support from the members of the Student Council, sticking with me through thick and thin. They're definitely helping to keep the channel afloat, so I always wanted to show my sincere gratitude. If you too want to become a member of the Student Council and get some great perks while you're at it, head over to my Patreon page and see what you can do. Every little bit adds up. Okay, let's head over to my Starlight Building Grounds, where I already have another little pavilion of cool things to show you. See you over there. All right, so here we are. Now, in today's lesson, I'm going to be showing you some of the offbeat traps that you can create, and none of them actually pertain to the actual trap section in the build menu, except for the first one that's right in front of me. I have two lethal little set pieces, so to speak, to show you, and the rest are non-lethal. Just to give you some ideas if you wanted to do a non-lethal trap maze build or just integrate some funky stuff into your settlements. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so this first one is from my last video. I call it the Mini Tower of Death. I just did a small upgrade to it just to give you some ideas of some things that you can do. So as you saw in the last video, it consists of this trap door with a spring spiked foundation block at the bottom. I forgot what it's called actually, but anyway, what I did was I added some campfires to it, so it looks like you're dropping down on the hot coals. Ouch. All right. So, you know, I could have probably put a little more work into this. As with all of these today, they're, you know, really slapshod. And I just wanted to put some things together for you real quick so that I didn't spend, you know, 20 hours creating something for just a single video that I'm probably going to store in the workshop anyway. So to make this was pretty easy. All I did was just rug glitch a bunch of campfires on top of each other, on top of the actual spiked trap. So as you can see, the spikes still come through, but now you got hot coals. Unfortunately, the fire I don't think does anything to you, but at least you're giving the illusion of it. Now, if you really wanted to go hog wild, you could probably fill the entire floor with the flames and make it look like, you know, they're dropping onto just a big box of hot coals. But that would take a little bit more effort and some patience with the rug glitch. You might have to extend some rugs out a little farther, because sometimes the campfires might pop up instead of sinking down like they should. So it'll just take a little finessing. So there you go. That was the first of the two lethal ones today, and I'll go ahead and show you the second of the two lethal ones, and then we'll take a look at the non-lethal ones. And this is also the last one involving the actual trap section. So let's head over to this area, and right here I've got a power door hooked up to a pressure plate, and I've got a pitching machine right there with a grenade in it. All right, and you can actually pitch grenades. It'll activate them and fire them straight forward at you. So that's something that's not included in the trap section, but it is a trap, and it's on a little bit of a delayed switch here, so that when I step on the pressure plate, it's going to wait about 2 seconds and then fire the grenade. All right, so let's take a look. Oh, did I not load another grenade in there? Oh, that's a shame. Okay. I tested it out. Forgot to load another grenade in there. All right. So let's go ahead and, I don't know if this is going to kill me or not, but let's go ahead and load a Another grenade. Here, we'll load a nuke grenade. I'll totally destroy myself with this one. Okay. All right. You ready? Here's what it looks like. All right. I probably didn't give it a chance. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Oh my god, that did quite a bit. And you get rads from it too. Now, I originally had a pulse grenade in there, so it just shocked them a little bit. Actually, those rads are annoying me, so let me get rid of those real quick. Good enough. Okay, so the way that you would set this up is I just have I guess the rads from the nuke grenade stick around for a while. That's interesting. Okay, so I have a wire glitched pressure plate. You guys can clean up any of these ideas, with the Wi-Fi glitch instead. I just wanted to whip up something real quick for you guys. And also didn't mind showing you the wires too, so you can see what's actually wired to what. So I've wire glitched the pressure plate to the large super reactor way over there. All right, and then it goes up to this power door. All right, and then from there, it's actually wire glitched through the warehouse walls up to this conduit, and then down to this pitching machine. All right. So, I don't think I needed to put a delayed switch on this because the pitching machine takes a second or two to wind up. That's why it didn't work the first time. So you're going to have to step on the pressure plate, stand on it for a second, and then shoot it forward, which might be a better candidate for the laser tripwire, actually. So it's not going to go off again, but I'm going to go ahead and step inside. So you can see the pitching machine is rolling over there. The door closes behind me, and I'm stuck in this little hallway with a grenade flying at me. All right, and then, of course, you want to give them a way to get out. And all of these little set pieces can be integrated into a larger build, of course. All right, so those are the two lethal traps. Let me go ahead and show you some of the funky non-lethal traps that you can have some fun with. And also, these things can just give you ideas for other things you might want to do with your settlement. All right, so let's head down to the end here. And what I've got is a junk mortar that's going to fire just some trash that I threw in there. But you've got two laser tripwires here. Both of them are hooked up, to this conduit that's going to head over to the junk mortar. And the junk mortar is tilted as far as it can go, but it's going to throw some things in your face. Now, I wanted two tripwires here so that either way they went up the stairs, you're going to hit one of the tripwires because you needed a wider hall. I guess you didn't need a wider hall. You could have made it a narrower hall. Probably would have been better, actually. So you can choose to make it a thinner hall with just one tripwire. But let's take a look at what happens, all right? And at the very least, it's going to psychologically scare them, all right? So check it out. What, did I step right over? Oh, you know what? Darn. Okay, I'm not going to bother loading all this stuff back in. Let me just load my quick save. And we'll have everything. I tested everything out just to make sure right before I started recording, and then forgot to load everything back in. So let me do that real quick. Okay, we're back. I'm just going to show you what the original grenade I had in there looked like. The pulse grenade. There it goes. All right. Not quite as devastating as the nuke grenade. Now you could totally bombard them with like a whole series of nuke grenades, but once again, this is supposed to wear them down. Okay, and then the junk mortar over here. Let's make sure that it works. There we go. Okay, now I just had some soap and some little boxes and stuff. You could totally fill this with a lot more things that would be pretty freaky, like skulls, or shoot a bunch of teddy bears at them or whatever. But You guys get the idea. If it has more stuff in it, it's probably going to shoot farther. You know, you could even put skeletons and corpses in there. You know, if you saw the Halloween video I did a couple years ago, that was all done with the junk mortar. Okay, then over here, this is more, like I said earlier, for psychological torture. All right, they're going to step up to this area right here, and they're going to see, what are these star spikes emerging from the floor here? And then there's a skeleton there in the center. What is this? What is going on here? All right. Now, the truth is, it's nothing. Once again, psychological terror here. But to make this, which you could also incorporate for other reasons that have nothing to do with traps, I sunk a bunch of Christmas trees down below the ground so that only the tops, the little stars on top, stick out through the wooden floor. And then to get the skeleton up here, I used this thing right here. I just grabbed it manually, tilted it downwards like that, like a scooping mechanism, and then scooped the skeleton up the ramp onto the center. And you can find a bunch of skeletons in various settlements that'll do that, you know. This was one of the tips I included in miscellaneous tips video, and as well as rotating things on an axis like I just did. All right, now to get the Christmas trees below ground, what I did was I put them all onto a single rug, put that large rug onto a smaller rug, and then just pillar glitch the smaller rug down below ground. And then that allowed me to fit it right underneath the wooden floor there, which needed to be in place first because it won't go in after the Christmas trees are already in place. So pretty cool. I'm trying to think of other ways this could be used. I mean, I don't know. You guys can probably come up with some creative things that could be done with it. Okay, moving on to the next non-lethal trap here, which could be a lethal trap if you decided to make these stationary guns the actual guns instead of the paintball guns. But what I've got here is a laser tripwire up to a delayed switch so that you actually walk into the hallway, and then a whole set of paint guns set up behind the walls that are going to shoot out. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. I'm going to step over the laser tripwire. Now, if you had a whole hallway with these, this would be pretty cool. Now, if I was to do this a little bit differently, here's what I would do. Okay, let me show you what it looks like from behind. I actually shoot quite a few of those things. Okay, so what I did was I pillar glitched these paint guns at different heights just to, you know, have it be sort of varied in their relative targeting of the character as they walk through, or the NPC. But the two things I probably would have done differently here is I probably would have made this a wider hallway, and I would have stuck the barrels of the gun a little farther forward, because what I think is going on here is that the paint isn't actually making it out of the barrel. I think the paint starts back here and then reaches like this section, and then it's just hitting the back of the wall. So if I was to move these forward into a larger hallway and stick the barrels about midway through, then I bet the paint would go all the way through to the other side. All right, so that's the only thing I think I would do differently with this hallway. All right, but otherwise, very cool concept, non-lethal, and I don't know if it actually paints your character. Yeah, you didn't get any paint on them, but once again, you know, it's all for the effect. Okay, and then the last item I was going to show you here, we'll just walk in and you guys can see what you see, and then I'll explain it. All right, so check it out. Okay, one more thing was supposed to happen. Let me walk back through that again. Here we go. Okay. So, yeah. I guess the pressure plate, you have to step on it, you know, a little bit longer than I thought you would have. But what we have going on here is a couple of firework mortars that are aimed at an angle, and this one right here is just going to hit the roof. But this one's going to make it out into the sky and crackle. All right. Now, up at the top there, yeah, I won't bother climbing all the way up there. But what I've got is a couple of items from the ball track section. Let me go ahead and show you what they look like. I think it's going to be in power. No, it's going to be in structures. Here we go. So under the ball track section, down at the end under miscellaneous, you have these ball drop powered ball tracks, okay? And what these things do basically is allow you to store a ball track ball, and then as soon as the power is triggered, it opens up and releases the ball. So you have a bunch of balls up there, and then a bunch of balls up there that are all going to be falling on your head, okay? And they're supposed to be steel balls. I don't know why they sounded like plastic when they fell, but I imagine a whole series of these would be pretty intimidating for someone walking through. Let me see if I can pick one of these things up manually. I can. Let's see if I can throw it. No, okay, it just drops. Okay, so you guys can come up with some ideas that are probably better than this, but I wanted to kind of use this video as a bouncing board for you to expand on what has already been done here, and also show you some non-lethal options and some creative ways to create traps that aren't even included in the trap section. All right, so that's basically going to do it for this video. Hope to help generate some cool ideas for the Trap Maze contest, deadline in a couple of weeks. Or if you're too shy to enter, then this is still some neat stuff you can integrate into your current settlements one way or another. As always, a like and a share really help the channel, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so all these videos are delivered right to your digital doorstep. See you next time, happy building, and class dismissed.